Brought to you by Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit, in theaters January 17th. Several things are evident when looking at the impressively packed gaming forecast for 2014, and one of them is that it will be a heck of a year for playing roles and making strategic decisions. There are a number of refreshing and original titles on the list, and greatly anticipated continuations of big franchises like The Witcher 3 are carrying much more potential than your average sequel.
Craig and Token, guard the back door. Butters, Kenny, Sir Douchebag, let's go inside.
The 15th installment of the Atelier series introduces a new synthesis system, though alchemy won't stray far from the franchise's roots. This time around, you can play as one of two protagonists through the main storyline, allowing players to experience alternate events and endings as each character. Labeled by some as the spiritual successor to Final Fantasy The Four Heroes of Light, this oddly titled RPG takes a page from Final Fantasy V for its job and battle systems. It's received high praise from critics overseas, making this easily one of the most anticipated games for the 3DS in 2014. This union of side-scrolling platformer and Japanese-style RPG invites players to help a girl restore the sun and moon to their rightful place in the sky. Beautiful watercolor art and fights that test your brain and reflexes give it a distinctive appeal. And it's a rare game that tells its story in the form of an epic poem.
Beware the night, child of light.
There's no need to tell us to prepare to die, as legions of Souls fans are ready to face their fates. The tense and thrilling combat gets another tweak as players invade others' worlds. The game plays it safe in many ways, but new ideas could make for a very different feel. Just don't expect it to be any easier.
Forever without hope. No one can stop death.
Diablo 3 reinvigorates itself with a new class, the Crusader, a new artisan, a new act continuing the story, new skills, new monsters, new everything. Can the Dark Lord of loot-driven carnage establish a new dark reign over mice and keyboards? We're willing to let them try. The new Divinity is a system-driven RPG that lets players paint outside the lines of quests and missions to create unexpected happenings and take multiple approaches based on the skills of your characters. Original Sin is not the highest profile sequel, but it's certainly interesting. Who knows? Maybe it will reach divine status. Bioware's making big promises for the next Dragon Age. Players' decisions will carry more weight in the world. Combat will be more strategic. The world will be bigger and more open, and it'll feature multiple player races. Finally, they're overhauling their romance game, because even when you're drenched in blood, you can't give up on love.
Faith lies in ashes.
Access Games dives into the past in the upcoming prequel for its action RPG series, but in a surprise twist, the game shares a connection to cult favorite Nier. References aside, if you're looking for hack-and-slash gameplay mixed with aerial combat on dragons, then look no further than Drakengard 3.
Mihail,
何?
そろそろ時間だ。
Bethesda's first MMO goes back in time to load Tamriel with quests, cities, and discoverable content. Elder Scrolls Online certainly doesn't throw established MMO design philosophy out the window, but it does attempt to give combat a feel that's familiar for the series, and is of course packed with its own unique lore. Successor to the game that once defined the MMO, Everquest Next intends to be the biggest sandbox RPG ever created. Creation and destruction are major themes as players build up and define the world around them. If you're seeing similarities between this and Minecraft, don't worry, you're not crazy. But will this investment in player creativity pay off? Lightning's story finally comes to a close in the third installment of the Final Fantasy XIII saga. This time, there's a greater focus on real-time action, which includes a completely overhauled battle system that focuses on Lightning's wardrobe in similar fashion to the dress sphere system of Final Fantasy X-2.
You're a regular angel of death, Light.
The second of Double Fine's kickstarted projects, little is known about this tactical RPG other than it'll take inspiration from various roguelikes and Game of Thrones-style dynasties. Like Broken Age, backers have already had a major impact on development decisions, convincing the team to include the option for same-sex marriage. Remember high school? Hanging out with your friends at the ramen shop, summoning devilish alter egos to battle creatures of the night in multi-level dungeons? Ah, the memories. After 2 acclaimed installments on the PS2, players will finally see Persona on a more advanced system. Sure, it's the PS3 and not the PS4, but it's the carefully designed systems and character relationships that really power the series. It's what's inside that counts. Partially funded through Kickstarter, this fantasy RPG style pays homage to the likes of Planescape Torment, Icewind Dale, and Baldur's Gate. Players can recruit up to 5 companions and engage in tactical battles conducted from an isometric viewpoint. After 11 expansion packs for Sims 3, the best-selling PC franchise is preparing another proper sequel. The series is famous for unguided gameplay that sees gibberish-speaking Sims finding love and setting their houses on fire. It's not yet clear exactly what will change, but the Create-A-Sim tools look like they'll be even more powerful and expressive.
So, has, anyone seen The Bard lately?
After being delayed numerous times and landing in the hands of a new publisher, the kids of South Park finally don their fantasy garb and set out on another foul-mouthed, satire-filled adventure where nothing is safe. With show creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone lending their voice and writing talent to the project, it's safe to say we expect more than a few laughs when all is said and done.
Step forward now and fulfill your your day.
After the original earned our consideration for Best RPG of the Year, we're eagerly awaiting the arrival of the sequel. Though it stars 2 new characters, footage shows that the original cast does return. The game also builds upon the acclaimed battle system and promises future improvements to overworld exploration and plenty of the series' staple skits.
He went downstairs. After him.
A kickstarted sequel to the original post-apocalyptic RPG by the team that later created Fallout, Wasteland 2 is narrative-driven, with turn-based tactical combat as you control 4 custom-created desert rangers to make your way through the ruined world. With a budget of nearly $3 million, we just hope the game can live up to its massive crowdfunding success.
Ranger Team Echo 1, we have a distress call from the Ag Center.
NIS games typically feature lighthearted moments mixed with dark humor. Their latest offering bucks the trend, featuring tons of gore and excessive violence, though the developers insist it doesn't go overboard. Adding to the chaos is the ability to temporarily summon up to 100 companion knights into battle, each with a unique ability.
Don't meddle. Take the reward and let's go.
To hear it described by its developers, the 3rd installment of the Witcher series sounds like it could be the most ambitious role-playing game ever conceived. The staggering size of the open world requires travel by ship and horseback, and it's said to host a multi-threaded story rooted in choice and consequence. With all this potential and the series' track record, we're expecting nothing less than greatness.
What are you doing? Killing monsters.
After nearly universal praise for Xenoblade Chronicles, it's hard not to get worked up over a successor. Set in similar surroundings as the original, players will explore massive environments and take on gargantuan creatures, possibly teaming up with friends online. Adding to the excitement is the ability to pilot transforming mechs, taking them into combat alongside your comrades.
How was it?